Okay, so I thought I'd do a little video explaining my editing process on my latest Instagram. This is quite different from my normal editing process, and if enough people like this video or comment below, I will do another one on my normal editing process. So I shot this video to test out the manual capabilities of the LG G4 camera in the day. I've done a few light trails with it, and when it's pretty dark it's nice, but when it's daylight the aperture's fixed, so you really struggle. So what I did was I bought a piece of welding glass, which cost me 4 Rand. In South Africa it's about maybe 40 US cents, something like that. And I shot some long exposures just of the waves, and you can see you get quite a nice milky effect on the water, but you also get this green tint, which you can remove in Lightroom. It's quite challenging. I shot these on RAW. You're looking at the JPEGs, they're on phone JPEGs, but I can pull them off the phone and open them in Lightroom and RAW, and you can actually edit them on the camera. So I have one opened in Photoshop Express, and just to give you some idea, this isn't gonna do a perfect job, but by changing the tint I can actually bring a lot of the color back. So there you go. And you can further change with the temperature, etc. So that's not what the video is about, because I edited to black and white, and so this is my editing process, all on phone, working with the JPEGs that I got. So first of all, let me show you this. I don't know if you can see this very clearly. This is my tripod rig. And so I've got a normal ball head joint, and I've got what some would call a selfie stick, what I call a monopod on top, and it's got a little cell phone adapter. And it actually screws just really nicely into the base plate of my thing. I leave the actual monopod part on so that I can extend the height, etc. And I'm actually using it right now to film with. That's why I can't show you. But that's my rig. And then let me grab my piece of welding glass quickly. So this is my filter that I used, and you won't be able to see through there now, but it does have a green tint, and I think it gives you about 12 stops of ND filter. Literally I just use 2 rubber bands, I pop it on, and I just fix it on with rubber bands, cover the camera, make sure it's nice and clean, because this picks up fingerprints like crazy, and got some pretty good shots with it. So like I said, that cost me about 40 US cents, and then I ended up with these images. So which is the one that I edited? This one. I really like the contrast. That little white section was a little bit stronger than some of the other shots. No, not this one, that one. And so here it goes. I always edit in portrait mode, I don't know why. This was a really simple edit, so I'm letting you guys in on my secrets. I did it all in, no, I didn't do it there. I did it all in Snapseed, even the filtering. So usually I don't do that, but I wanted to keep it black and white, just because bringing it back to color, I'd probably have to do it on my PC. It's a little bit harder in phone. Yeah, so the first thing I do in Snapseed is go to tune image, and I will fix the contrast. Now, because I'm going to filter this with quite a dark filter, I already know I'm going to do that. I'll bring the brightness up a little bit, and then I don't know why, but I'm really in love with decreasing the ambience. Most people up the ambience. If this had a lot of color, the saturation would go up when I up the ambience, and it would remove a lot of shadow. But it does really cool stuff with the light when you down the ambience, and it just creates really cool I love decreasing ambience when when there's fog, it seems to make the fog just seem more sinister and thicker. So yeah, that's pretty good. So the exposure and the ambience really are working against each other. The one's making it lighter and then decreasing the ambience, making it darker. And I'm going to leave it like that now and just, give it a tick. And I very, very rarely use filters in Snapseed, but I really, really liked this first noir filter. It gives it a real, it's black and white, but it's nice and warm, and it gave it quite a bit of grain. I just really liked it. I couldn't get it to look that good in any other program, so I just went with that. Now what it's done, it's made it a little bit darker than I'd like it, so I'm going to go and I'm going to remove a little bit of shadow. Because I want the details that you can see underneath the water. I want people to be able to see that. I love when I do long exposures of water like this. I love the fade from clear water to milky water, and that's what I always try and get and go for. So I'm pretty happy with it. I know, not much, right? I'm pretty happy. So what I'll do is I'll go and I'll share it, and I'll go straight to Instagram. Now usually I would go from Snapseed. I wouldn't add a filter, and I'd go to VSCO Cam. And almost all of my photos on Instagram use the same filters. But because I really like the way it turned out with this filter, I'm going to go straight to Instagram and pretty much square, so it's going to go up, pretty much give it a crop. So what I'm doing when I'm deciding to crop here is I really like the highlights on that rock, and I really like the I really want people to see this sort of fade. So I'm deciding how much I can shift it over to this side and still keep the kind of effect that I like. Usually I might zoom in and so on, but I'm like looking at the horizon and I'm noticing that it's pretty close to rule of thirds anyway. And I might just have a look like putting the lighthouse in the rule of thirds, seeing if I like it. But at this moment I kind of like it more across. Yeah, something like that. I'll open it. I'll always do this in Instagram, just make sure it's absolutely straight. My angle's a bit weird, so I can't really see, but it looks straight-ish. And this is, I always try and stop myself from editing some more in Instagram, but I can't help myself. And by the way, Instagram's editing tools have gotten really good. And there's something that I do to almost all my photos is, I'll just make sure that the exposure is where I want it to be. So I'm brightening it up a lot there. And then what I love, I'm going to add some shadow because that's going to bring a little bit more definition to the water. Anyways, totally not an expert at this, but, and then I'm going to add a tiny bit of vignette. I hate it when I add a vignette to a lot of my photos, but hopefully people don't even know. I hate strong vignettes, so I'm going to add more. And for me, it's not really about creating a vignette. It's that you can really notice and see. It's just creating a little bit of extra depth and shadow around the outside, and yeah, I guess just drawing your eye in. So I'm pretty happy with that right now. And so here's a little tip. If you want to see what it'll look like after you upload it, you can do that. And now you'll see what it looks like after Instagram has applied its compression to it. And then what I often do is I'll get to this step and I won't actually even type anything in, and I'll just back out. It's a little freebie tip for you. And now, if I go to my gallery, probably everyone knows this, I don't know, it would have saved my edit there. And so now I can upload it straight from here, and I won't touch that, I won't edit it at all. This is actually the one that I am going to upload. How close did I get? A little bit. My crop's slightly different. So there you go. That was my editing process for my latest Instagram picture. If you like it, like the video, share it, comment on it. That was a previous one that I didn't like, and that's the one I'm going to go with. And maybe I'll do one on my everyday normal editing process, or my more common editing process. Thanks for watching.